the cycle of birth and death and rebirth and death. And it's kind of the season that we're going into. We're going into the night season. And that's part of the death of the cycle, which is really rebirth. So there's much to say about it, and I don't know exactly which parts we're going to get to today. I think I was supposed to initially wrap up my set 14 minutes ago.
No.
So, you know, what are plans anyway, as we said earlier in the weekend. But basically, you guys, throughout all of this, what I've really come to discover is how special it is to have friends through all the darkness and the trauma that we go through. And you guys have all shown up in these beautiful ways to me, and those of you that I don't know yet, I'm so excited to get to know you. And I just want to praise this amazing community that we have, because everyone is so loving. And I think what I found is that the more we share about our darkness, the closer we can actually become. When we try to hide those dark parts from each other and just show each other the light, then there's all this magnetic depth that we're neglecting in our friendships and relationships. So I just want to encourage you to let your shadows be seen and to let yourself talk about the trauma, because it's important. So anyway, I just wanted to start with that because I'm going to reference a lot of it. And I guess because we've gone this far into talking about death, I'm just going to start out with a death song. You guys, this is my bandmate Bones. We've been playing together ever since 2020. Great year to start a band, you guys. And we've been playing since then. Super awesome guitar player here. He's been playing since he was little. He was in his first band when he was like 8 or 5 or something, with adults. So anyway, thank you, Bones, for being here and being so patient with the start time of this stuff.
It's his birthday tomorrow.
It's his birthday tomorrow, and it's his birthday tomorrow.
It's my birthday Tuesday.
Okay, so yeah, welcome to a talk and a song about death. Yay! You guys, I was resisting it so hard. I got this call in the morning that my dad had a heart attack. And I was like, no, he's gonna be fine. And I called everybody I know to help me pray, and you were all praying with me. And he lost his ability to breathe for like over 10 minutes, but the ambulance came and they got him and they brought him to the hospital, and his heart was back on, but his brain was not. And I was like, no, you can manifest anything. We can do something. Let's all pray. We prayed, and we made that hospital room in the ICU the most joyous party. I snuck in a giant speaker. I snuck it in. The nurses were like, you can only have 2 people in there at a time, and we were like 8 to 10 people, like sneaking in and singing him songs. We were making a whole ceremony of it. We were like, come on, Dad, come on. We're like massaging him and touching him, and I got to have that long hug I was wanting. And I laid on his chest like, Dad, you're the best dad ever. I'm sorry I didn't tell you that before now. So I'm there, and we're all in the hospital. We're all seeing my brothers fly in from California, my sister, my other brother, and I had a really special dad, the kind that shows up to everything you do and wants to coach you in every single sport. And I'm so lucky to have had that for so long, because I realize now some people never got that. And in that room we sang to him and told stories about him and had a whole life review about him, and we cried in every single way, and I prayed in every single way. I did spells, I used holly sticks, you know what I mean, druid style. I had a friend donate me these beautifully made mushrooms. I was going to go do a soul retrieval. Me and my brothers and my sister all tripped about it and went into the ether to try to get him back. And that's when the mushrooms told me he wasn't coming back. And I raged. I screamed. like this big. And just the day before that, he was hanging out with me. He was helping me with stuff. He was like, hey, you want to get that one thing done that we haven't done in months, but I think we can get it done today? And I was like, yeah. And we got it done together. And he had the best day he could have ever had. He had just gone home to see his family. He went to his mother's 96th birthday, his cousin's 70th birthday, his high school 50th family reunion. He got to play golf with his buddies from being teenagers. And then on his very last, like he just came back from that trip, on his very last day, he did everything he loved to do. He mowed the lawn, he jammed out some beautiful songs, he worked out, he helped me accomplish something. We hung out, I had a great talk with him. I was like, man, I should hang out with him more when I'm not working. And he's not just cheering me on, like I should spend more quality time with my dad when I have time. Because I was always so busy. No, not now, Dad. I have to do stuff. I have to prove myself. I have to prove to you that I'm worth loving, okay? I can't talk to you right now. And he was like, no, I just love you. So, on his last day, he had the best day ever. After all those things that he then was like, Kim, to my mom, he'd been married for 44 years. He was like, let's go walk on the pier. And they walked on the pier, and they saw sharks and tarpon. He was like, he grabbed her hand. They got hors d'oeuvres later. He grabbed her hand and said, this is the best day we've ever had on this pier. And she said, I agree. He goes home, and he hits a bucket of golf balls because he had a golf game the next day. And then he plays poker with his friends. And then he tells them to turn the music up at like 10 p.m. And he asked his friend to pray for him because he's got a heart surgery coming up. Hey, do you mind praying for me? And of course we'll pray for you. So he goes home, he watches some political comedy with my mom, and then he goes to bed because he had an 8:30 a.m. tee off. And he didn't make it to that tee off because he had that heart attack, and my mom had to give him CPR, and there was this moment where time just stops. And you don't want to move forward because my dad's back there and I can't take any more steps forward into the future. So then I'm just resisting the now moment in total resistance. So it finally comes to pass that he dies. And now he's a bunch of ashes. And I'm raging and I'm telling all my girlfriends, I don't know if I want to be in this world anymore. Death is too much. It's a lot to think of all the people that I love and then I have to lose all of them. I'm the youngest in my family. Am I going to lose my dad and my mom and my brothers and my sister and I'll be the last one? No way! Did I sign up for this? That was some fine print God put in the contract. Pissed. My cosmic women are like here talking me off the ledge like, okay, have you drank water today? Thank you for asking. Christine brought me water today. So this proceeds and the days are hard. And Kala's my roommate. She saw the whole thing. She saw me the morning of. She gathered me up when I was screaming through the neighborhood saying, come back, Daddy. And I did that through all of East Pensacola Heights. They were probably like, we have a real homeless problem. She gathered me up, cars were going by like concerned, and she was like, no, she's with me, she's fine. She has like home here. I was crying out there one night at 3 a.m. just crouching at the end of my lawn like it's time for me to cry. No one knows I'm here crouching at the end of the lawn. Of course, 2 headlights come by, some cars like, whoa. I thought they couldn't see me because I was being so still, like gargoyle style. No, they totally saw me, they were freaked out. So I've been out here freaking out people for the last couple months, just stuck in time. Thank you. People are like, have you prayed about it? I'm like, I'm not on speaking terms with God. I want to talk to him. Took my dad away. I was so angry. So my friends, they were like, we're doing this fall, we're gonna do this retreat up in Floyd, Virginia. We're gonna go have a beautiful time. And I was like, are you sure you want me? I'm going to talk about death and pain and upset. You want me to come? And they were like, yes. Oh, are you sure? Have you heard me roar? Yes, you have. They were like, pack your stuff. I was like, I can't move. They were like, get your hair brushed. And I was like, right now? They're like, yes, while we're on the phone. Made me pack my stuff one piece at a time. Had my friends come and pick me up. They waited for me. You guys, thank you. Waiting for me. They came early. I was hoping we'd be late. They helped me pack the rest of it. I'm crying. I'm like, how am I going to be fun on this trip? But we show up, all of us girls up in Floyd, Virginia, and we have this weekend, and we're going to do a sweat lodge, and we're going to have a mushroom journey, and we do all these things. I met Juliana out there with the mushrooms. I was out there. We all had our shit. It wasn't just me going through my trauma. All of us are going through pain of some sort, pain and loss and feeling. And I just needed a space to let it out. And I felt like I was being too much because it was too much for me. But people would say, how are you feeling? Hannah would say, how are you feeling? And I would be like, okay, and hug me. And we went up to the mountains up there, and Hannah was letting something out, and I was like, maybe a grief circle would help. And I let out the hardest lion roar with good diaphragmatic technique, by the way. With the longest roar I possibly could. Stacy's hair was blowing back. Everyone's eyes were wide. The mountain lions nearby were like, oh shit, that's not my territory anymore. It was echoing through the Appalachians, and it felt so good to let it out. It was like leaving a calling card to the universe of like, this is how I'm feeling from whatever's going on up there. You want to do one with me? Changes anything, but it feels good in my heart to let it out. Juliana was foraging and she was showing me stuff. She was like, look at this mushroom. I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. I pushed it over. Oh no, I killed it. She goes, it's okay. Mushrooms love dying. I was like, what? They do love dying. She's like, yeah. They love to die all the time. They're dying right now. That's how they get born. I was like, oh, the queen. We became instant friends. So the rest of this weekend goes by, and I'm talking about death. And finally, Amy's like, all right, I think we've said everything we can say about this. Maybe you should go into the forest and just like be with yourself. Fine. Go off into the forest, and I lay down, and there's a tree, a fallen tree, and it's kind of squishy. You ever felt that perfect squish on bark? Like you think it's gonna be hard like wood, but it's like, like, oh, here's some funky kind of bark, because it's dying on the inside. So I step over this funky bark tree, and I'm like, ooh, that was the perfect squish. I sit down by it. I put my arm over it, and I'm tripping hard on mushrooms. And I look at it, and it's the same size as my dad's barrel chest. And I'm like, oh, Dad, you're here. And I lay down on this tree chest, and I peel back the bark just because I'm curious. What does it look like in there? There's little creepy crawlies and wormies and little mushroom fungus doing weird things. And I see, this is death. It's life. as well. And this tree has fallen. This tree must have been here, gosh, at least 85, 100 years. And now it's here and it's dying. And there's no funeral about it. It's just becoming the next phase. And I started to realize, wait a second. Look at all this death around me and all these beautiful mushrooms and all this rebirth and all this growth. My dad's ashes only takes up like this much space. Look at all this forest floor. I'm not the only one who lost my dad. Everybody that came before me lost their fathers and all their fathers before their fathers and all their fathers. And I don't even know their names, and they are worth crying over. There's so many people worth crying over because there's so many people to love. And I'm sitting here on the soil that's made of the ashes of my ancestors. And look how much love there is. It goes on in all directions and everything's growing from it. I don't even remember those ancestors' names, and there they are. How many parents have died before me and then before me, and that's the natural way of things, and I just gotta accept that all this love is here and present. I just imagine all my ancestors grieving their ancestors, and then reversed it into all my ancestors celebrating their next generation, and each of us just passing the baton of life like, live! Love! Enjoy this life! It might not even be the only time you get. So who knows how many times you've been here before? How many times have you been born and died and born and died? If we really are all one, you've done this so many times. And I started to really feel the meaning of, they're in the trees now. They're in the breeze. He's in the tickle of the wind of my hair. He's in the eagles that I see flying. He's in the joyous moments, the little stupid things, the doing karaoke to yourself at midnight. Because you would. My dad was so good at enjoying this life, and it didn't matter that I wasn't famous or I got a Grammy or something that I thought that I needed to prove to him that I was worth as much love as he was already giving me. You're good enough. You're good enough. You're worthy of love, because look how many people and ancestors came before you. Just to have you be here living now is such a gift. Thank you for living. And so now, instead of fighting it, I mean, I still fight it. I still wake up at night and I wake up because tears are they're tickling my cheeks. I'm crying in my sleep. And I know that there are many stages of grief ahead of me, and I'm just in this one particular part, so I can really only speak on what it's like a couple months in. But I think it's going to be unique to each of us, and all of us are capable, are able of feeling all the love that there is. And I encourage you never to let any tears be wasted, because these are purified water. And I wonder if maybe the whole reason humans are here is to purify water. We're the only ones that make water straight out of our face. Like, look into the window of my soul, it makes water, baby. Anytime I feel any emotion a lot, I make water. If I'm happy, boom. I'm sad, boom. I joke that I'm gonna have like little necklaces of little jars and be like, are those tears of gratitude? Because I need to collect that real quick. Gratitude, bittersweet, anguish, childlike playfulness. You can be there. So then I look out at the ocean and I think, look how many tears there's been. A lot of it is things sweet. So anyway, thanks for letting me talk about that, you guys. This is a song about it. And sometimes I play it right and sometimes I don't, but we're gonna see how it comes out today. This one I actually wrote for my grandma when she passed, but that's another story. Here we are at the end of all these. Here we are at the end of all these. Here we are at the end of all these. Here we are at the end of all these. Here we are at the end of all these. Here we are at the end of all these. It's our love, 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 it's our love. My grandma's dying and she's scared. I wish I had something prepared, but I was not prepared. No, no. The months of hospice didn't bring the realization that the thing is she was dying. She's dying. They talk of turning and transitions as if somehow someone's missing what they really mean. I guess someone was me. I asked the nurses for advice. I'm sure they've heard this once or twice. What do they recommend? They say hold her hand, be close, say I love you, tell her you'll be okay. Some hold on for days if they worry. Be close, say I love you. Oh, what is there to say when your life is gone away? How trivial it seems to try to talk with other things. A leaf is falling from the flowers, as we are counting down the hours. What does it really mean? They say hold her hand, be close, say I love you, tell her you'll be okay. Some hold on for days if they worry. Be close, say I love you. So go to the light, you'll be okay, you'll be alright. It's only love, it's only love, it's only love. So go to the light, you'll be okay, you'll be alright. It's only love, it's only love, it's only love. So go to the light, you'll be okay, you'll be alright. It's only love, it's only love, it's only love. And love can be joyful, and love can be sad, and love can be sweet, and love can be bad, and love can be honest, and love can tell lies, and love is the reason there's tears in your eyes. It's love, it's our 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 love, it's love, it's love, it's love, it's love, it's love. It's our love, it's our love, it's our love, it's our love. It's our love, it's our love, it's our love, it's our love. Here we are at the end of these. Here we are at the end of these. Thank you guys for listening. There are happy songs. If you want to save for them. I don't know how much time we actually have. But I do want, there's a couple that I would love to share. Do you think I could have till like 4:10? 20 more minutes?